This is episode 141. Writing is the meat of the content creation process. So you need to make sure that you do it really, really well. In today's episode, I will offer helpful writing tips that will make your piece of content very readable to your users and also give it the opportunity to rank high in Google. So let's get started. Welcome to the Calm Marketer Podcast. My name is Kenneth Fong, a digital marketer on a mission to help businesses thrive. I'll bring you on my marketing journey where you'll get to learn from my experiences as an INFP navigating an extroverted world and get actionable marketing tips for your business. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let's begin. So the writing process is, I would say, one of the longest parts of the content creation process. It's the meat of the process. So this is where most of the actual, action takes place in the creation of your article. And so in the writing phase, there's a couple of ways you can go about actually creating your piece of content. You can do it yourself, right? So if you own a small site or, if you just have a small handful of clients, and if you are a good writer, you could just write the piece of content yourself, or you can hire an SEO writing freelancer to help you, or you could use different services. There's three that I recommend SEO copywriting services that you can basically create an account and you can hire people on these sites to write content for you. The first site that I like is called textbroker.com. I've been using this service since at least 2017, and they have been pretty good. So it's an online platform where writers can create their account and basically browse opportunities to write content. So if you create a request to write content, a writer can select yours and they can write your article for you. The one thing I like about Text Broker is that the turnaround can be really fast. So, sometimes it takes like 1 day or 2 days to get your article back, maybe 3 days. So if you want to receive an article very quickly, Text Broker is a really good one to use. The quality, for the most part, is good. You will run into some authors or some writers that don't do that good of work. So it is a hit or miss, but for the most part, the content that I've received has been pretty good. The next service is SEO Butler. So this one I've used about 2 to 3 times. This one is good as well. The beauty about SEO Butler is that you can actually choose what type of content you want. So you could choose, like a technical blog, a review, a general blog, a buyer's guide, a guest post, category, or product descriptions. You could even order Surfer optimized content. So writers will be using Surfer to optimize the content as they write. So you have different types of content that you can choose from, which Text Broker doesn't allow you to do. It's just purely just whatever text you want. But with SEO Butler, you can actually choose and decide what type of piece of content you like. And the quality is good. The things I received have been really good, very well written. The grammar is good. No problems there. The only thing is it does take a while. So it does take about a week for them to give back or to give you the completed work. But they're really nice and the service is really good. You can message the support team and they can help you with whatever you need with help for. And also with Text Broker, they do have live chat where they can help you as well. And the last one is SEO Content Hero. So this one I think is probably one of the more popular ones, the most popular ones in my list. This one, you need to buy in bulk. So you just can't buy one article. You need to buy, like a 2,000 or 5,000 word, kind of like a bucket of words. And then you can, out of that 5,000 or whatever thousands of words you purchase, you can then, split it up into different articles. So you need to pay more upfront, and then once you order those words, then you can specify, okay, this article will be 500 words, the second one will be 1,000 words, so on and so forth. I like SEO Content Hero because they ask you to give them an outline. So they ask questions like, okay, who's the audience? What kind of keywords? What kind of exact outlines? The headings I should be using, and things like that. And it comes in a spreadsheet, so it's a very, very organized. So I like the organized aspect of SEO Content Hero. And the turnaround is about a week as well. Maybe less, depending on the amount of articles you are asking to write, but about a week turnaround. So those are the three services that I use. But I like TextBroker. I've been using that service for the longest, simply because I love the short turnaround. But if you have more time, um, and you really want to focus on quality, I would recommend SEO Butler or SEO Content Hero. And so now that you have a service, or if you are writing it yourself, or you hired a specific SEO copywriter, now my recommendations to actually write. So you have the outline, right? On the previous episode, the discovery phase, you created the outline, so you can follow that outline. And what else do you need to do? Well, you need to figure out how you can make your text more, make it scannable. Because people online these days, they don't read every single word. They like to scan, they like to scroll. So you want to make sure you break up your text as you write. All right, so that's my tip. You need to break up your text as you write so it can be more easily readable, and it'll offer a better user experience. So how do you break up your text? You could use numbered lists, bullet points, special blocks of texts. I've been noticing this on a lot of articles, like if they really want to highlight a sentence or quote something, they would just put that sentence, they would put a border around it, make it extra big, and put it in within the body of the text. And I think that looks really nice, and it adds more of a visual cue and tells people like, hey, this sentence is really important. You need to read it, right? So do that. You could use images and video. And of course, the images and video should be in your outline, and you should be preparing that in the discovery phase. And also, you could use bold, but don't bold too much. In my earlier days, I used to use bold a lot because, back then they said Google prefers keywords that are in bold, or they kind of more put more emphasis on keywords that are in bold. So I used to bold things a lot, but don't bold too much, only the specific parts that you want to focus on. You could bold keywords. I'm not sure if that will have too much of an impact in your rankings, but feel free to bold keywords, but don't go overboard. And another thing that you need to do is enrich your content with data or big names, and just to offer something different, or even a different twist to your data. So include links to other sites to connect your blog with other more trustworthy sites. So for example, if you have a small blog and you're talking about, I don't know, coffee, right? You can maybe pull some data from Folgers or Starbucks and add it to your content, right? And then you can say, according to Starbucks, this and this and this, and then put the data points there. Or if it's a government site, you can refer to that government site and link back to that site or to that article or to that research paper, right? And offer a different twist too. So even with data, I sometimes hear, a specific data point, if it's like within the millions or the thousands, you can say something like, this is 3 football fields, or this is the whole world, or this is the entire population of Norway, or something like that, just to offer that different twist to the data. And that helps intrigue and give people more ways to imagine the data. And another thing that you need to do is make sure you are adding internal links. So this one is really, really important because Google reads the web through links. And the more internal links you add in a strategic way, you can improve your rankings. So it helps Google crawl your pages, and it helps users navigate your site, right? So if you are linking to a specific page, they can click on it and read more and dive deeper. And if you have a proper strategy in place, you can use internal linkings to build a content cluster, all right? A content cluster. So you can have one main money page and have multiple supporting pages with internal links, linking all of them together. So use internal links in a strategic way, and make sure you change up your anchors. So don't just use the exact same anchors all the time. Make sure you include keywords, but add some LSI keywords in there. Mix it up a little bit. Don't keep the same anchor every single time. You could mix it up. And what you could also do is add keywords before and after the anchor as well. All right. So make sure that that sentence is talking about that whatever keyword or topic that you want to rank for, that you're linking to. And a bonus tip is, like, if you are an SEO copywriter yourself, if you work in Upwork or on Fiverr or on maybe these SEO copywriting sites, what you could do is you could increase the cost of your services by including internal linking as a service for your clients, right? You could say, hey, it's one thing to be an SEO writer and just write the content, but it's another thing to be like an SEO copywriter that really works with the client and gives them everything that they need to make the client rank higher. Because I would love to hire someone who knows about internal linking, knows about what is it called? About more things about the discovery phase, right? So understanding the types of keywords, like the how do you say it? The not the types of keywords, but the intent of the keywords. If it's informational, navigational, so on and so forth, I would like to work with an SEO writer who knows the intent and can build a piece of content that speaks to my user. And also, once you say, for example, you did include internal links as a service to your clients, make sure you tell your clients all the internal links that you use, right? So that they know. So that will really make you stand out, I would say. And that's really the gist of it. And also, what you can also do with the internal links is, you could do it the manual way and try to figure out where you can add the internal links and what pages you can link to. But an easier way is to use Surfer. They have their audit feature, which will basically tell you all the internal links that you need to add on other pages pointing to that page. So it's really, really easy. Instead of you kind of manually figuring it out, use the Surfer audit tool to do that for you. And I actually created a YouTube video about it. So I will include the link to the YouTube video where I kind of go in depth into the Surfer audit tool. And I'll show you how you can find internal links literally within 1 minute. And just doing this practice alone will increase your keyword rankings. So it's a very, very easy way to increase your rankings using the Surfer audit tool. So I'll include a link to the YouTube video in the show notes. But with that said, I will speak to you on the next episode.